Thank you. Now, what's it like to play in a World Cup? Well, join me now, somebody who has played in 3. Former England defender Sol Campbell. Sol, how are you doing? Thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Great to see you. How do you think they're going to be feeling right now, all the boys?
I think they'll be sleeping now, but...
I hope so. I'm pacing the floor with the nerves.
Well, you never know. But they'll be nervous. They'll be confident as well at the same time. But these are the moments. Today we will learn a lot about the English players today, for sure, and the Uruguayans as well.
Yeah.
But it's set up and it's fantastic. It's basically it's win or go home, really. So
they haven't been under, I don't think, as much pressure as perhaps you were when you played. You know, it has been it's been quite low key this campaign, don't you think, in comparison with others?
Yeah, I think the media side and everybody's realised that there's a young team, but there's always pressure. You're playing for your country. There's always that kind of element there, and I think it's healthy as well to have that pressure to kind of make you realise. Some people can handle it, others, wilt under it, but they'll be definitely up for it. But it'd be a nervous kind of game because it is, both teams cannot afford to lose.
No, absolutely. What about Spain?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a shocker, wasn't it? It just shows you just never know.
You never know. But I think the result before against the Holland was too much for them, and they just couldn't recover.
No, you can understand
mentally
that. Yeah, exactly. Because it's all about
emotionally.
It's what's going on up here as well, isn't it? It's not just about how you play.
No.
It's the combination.
The
combination. Your book, the biography, is absolutely fascinating. Even if you don't, I mean, I love football, but even if you don't like football, this is a fascinating insight into your life as well as what you did, and it really is interesting how you've kind of carried on. Like I know that you're an ambassador for Amnesty.
Yeah.
And what are you trying to achieve with that? What would you like to see being done?
Amnesty came to me and wanted me to kind of help to promote their looking at around the world and all the sporting events. There is a darker side, and they are trying to kind of make people aware of what's happening in these individual countries. They're trying to kind of basically say, when the Olympic Committee or the FIFA when they choose a country to represent or bestow a fantastic event like a World Cup or the Olympics, look at their track record and look what they're doing with the human rights. There's a lot of people being abused in these countries, and so to have a conscious kind of way of thinking and saying, well, maybe clean up your act, or we're not going to say you can have this competition, because it's a big competition, World Cup or Olympics.
Well, you look at what's happening in Qatar. I mean, that's outrageous what's going on.
With all the migrants, and how they're being treated.
Terrible.
And then you've got Brazil as well. There's a lot of protests going on. Yes, the party's going on with the football, but when police are using tear gas and rubber bullets, is not nice. It's for me, when I was growing up, I just didn't see this, and when I was playing football for England, I didn't see it, but it has started to creep in this elements of people protesting because it's so close, the sport and life, and they're clashing.
And exactly, and you can you can highlight things like racism and homophobia in the game, and unfairness in the game. It's obviously something that you feel very passionate about.
Yeah, talk about it, and it's happening around the world. Yes, it has got better because people are more conscious. I think in England, people are starting to get to grips to it. A bit lower down the league, I think people are still getting away with a lot of abuse on the terrace. But it's a world thing, and I think Amnesty are doing fantastic to kind of make people aware of what's happening.
But good for you for playing your part as well. Now look, if you were out there, what would you be saying to the guys when they wake up and they're sitting there around the breakfast table looking a bit nervous?
I'd be saying, everybody is going to be nervous, but to say, look, listen, play how you always play for your clubs, and play as if it's your last game, and also be yourself. That's the main thing. The manager's picked you because you've played really good in your season or at your club. Play the way you are used to playing, and then go from there. Yeah,
exactly, and just be focused.
Focused.
And
get the job done.
That's what it's all about. Where are you going to be watching the game tonight? Do you know?
At home.
At home, yeah.
Not in a pub.
No, probably not. Could get very messy either way,
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's probably best. So thank you for coming in, and I really enjoyed reading your biography. It was absolutely fascinating. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, in just a moment, Lorraine Pascal is going to be telling us why women like Marion, who we can see there,